This video is to Attorney Lynn Wood in Atlanta, and I understand he's possibly going to represent Ross Harris's wife, and about what's being done to her. And also, well, it was her child, 22-month-old child, that was left in the car. And they're from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, but this took place in Cobb County, where I used to live, and did a medical malpractice book. So I wanted to get this to him. I was in his office years ago. He had a new office downtown, and I went there, I think, 3 times, if I'm not mistaken, and left things for him about mind control murders. And John Bonet Ramsey was one of those that happened in patterns and everything, her death. And also Eric Rudolph, the Richard Jewell, Eric Rudolph. And Eric Rudolph is in prison now for the Alabama abortion clinic bombing and the Olympic Park bombing in Atlanta. And he lived on the Appalachian Trail for a long time, and in North Carolina woods. But I wrote about mind control murders in Atlanta. I lived in Marietta, Cobb County. And I wrote, Larry Flint was shot March the 6th of 78 while I was doing the book, and he was shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia. And later, the person who programmed him was under mind control. And they can modify your behavior, make you do anything, die of a heart attack or cancer, or they can cure it, or what's made to look like suicide. So anyway, I wrote about Larry McDonald was one of the people I wrote about. He was a U.S. congressman from Atlanta, and he was also a urologist at Piedmont Hospital there. And he was one of the cases I wrote about. And the plane he was on, KAL-007, from Juneau, Alaska to Seoul, South Korea, was shot down because it veered into Russian airspace. And this can be done with mind control, making the pilot veer off into another direction. And then the Russians shot it down, and Larry McDonald was on the plane. So I became a candidate and was flown out to Florence. And then, after then, I got, quite simply, I had antifreeze put in the April Fool Day of 80, and it's been an ongoing hell. Anyway, I ended up in Roanoke, Virginia in 86, and that's where the Virginia Tech shootings happened, 33 of them, April the 16th of 07. And there's been numerous ones there, but since it's happening to 1 or 2, the murders, then it doesn't make headlines. Well, one of them did, but a couple of them did. This is the Fort Hood massacre trial. He's a psychiatrist, and he was born here in Vinton, Roanoke, Virginia, and he finished school at Virginia Tech, Blacksburg. So he's one of them. He went on and became a psychiatrist at, I don't know where, what school he finished. This is my sons, Mark and Scott, and picture taken a long time ago. I've tried to tell about these certain murders were done in patterns. And this stems from the book and my finding out the mechanism used. And then there was, quite frankly, was a gag order put on it, on some of it. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that right now. I've put it on other videos. And this is one of them, the Tucson, Arizona, because this is ongoing. They haven't stopped. They can take planes down. They can do anything with it. But this is Scott Kelly and his wife, Gabby Gifford. And did I say Scott Kelly? I meant Mark Kelly. Mark and Scott Kelly are twins, and they're both astronauts. And that was Tucson, Arizona. Then you got the Aurora, Colorado murders with James Holmes getting fed psychotic drugs when mind control has nothing to do with mental illness, and they're using mental illness is taking a bad rap, and so are these people who have been misdiagnosed. And I saw a program. I won't say what it was, and that's not a laugh because this is funny. It's so hideous. But it was on. Let me just put it this way: it was on diagnosis murder, or it was a Dick Van Dyke program, and they were talking about. He wasn't saying that; it was in the program that hypnosis cannot be used as a defense. Well, mind control is a lot more to it than hypnosis. But anyway, don't tell me they can take away your will, your free will, do anything they want to with you, modify your behavior. So, yeah, they can. Absolutely, it's a defense, but how do you prove it? It's invisible. Why I am doing this one today, I've put a couple of videos on. I don't know if they've gone up. My Android is kind of acting up, and I don't really know how to fix it. But I sent it to the attorneys for her husband, Ross Harris, and I also sent it to the Cobb Sheriff's Department. But then they know all this. I had antifreeze put in me April Fool's Day, and I thought it was because of the book. It was because of my kidnapping I found out in '83. But they had some antifreeze, 2 antifreeze murders that happened to cops there in Forsyth County and Cobb. And the wife that did it was in prison for it, and she died not too long ago under strange circumstances in prison. But these are mind control that I'm talking about and can be proven. Now, the reason that I am putting this on today to Attorney Wood is simply because I've paid a price. I've lived and done without food, shelter. I don't even know if my kids are alive and are dead, you know. So anyway, and I get no thanks. People actually hate me. They don't like what I'm saying, and they certainly know it's true. But what I want to say is this woman, the mother of the 22-month-old, what they're doing, both of them, they've both been programmed. Until somebody is able to lay this out before a court and make the TV stations pick it up and tell it, because that's where everybody goes. If they don't hear it on CNN, ABC, CBS, NBC, then it ain't gospel. And they can just call you crazy and anything they want to. So anyway, I hope that he at least can tell her to watch some of the videos and let her know what happened to her child. You can blank it out of their memory. They don't even know they've forgotten their child. And a lot of the other behavior he is exhibiting is totally like mind control, modified behavior. So this is going to go off, and I don't know if there's something else I wanted to say on here. I think there was, but I'll let it go. I'll say that I was down there the last time in his office, and it was in Rockville, Maryland, the highway shootings up there. The black man, I think he's been put to death, and the young fella. So anyway, that's about all I'm going to put on here if this goes up. And this is me. My real name's Margaret Ann Windsor, and I was kidnapped from Buckingham Palace, brought to Lawrence County, Alabama, and given the name of a twin that was dead, Peggy Ann Dempsey. I married Childers. Both twins, Peggy and Carl, were killed by their mother, and I grew up in a pigsty. I didn't know my real name till '83, after I had written the book, MD, A License to Kill, and got a letter from the FBI June the 23rd of '79, and then on April Fool's Day I had the antifreeze put in and should have died.